What's going on, YouTube? How y'all doing today? This is Rodney with GearCore EDC, and what I have for you today in today's carry in the pocket is a unusual knife and a brand that I have not seen before. This is, you guys help me pronounce this right, Kystol Knives and Tools. There's their maker's mark. This is a made in China knife. This is the G-Uang large, and the number there, if I can get it to focus, is the PM60T. It's made by Kystol International Tech Company Limited. There's the website for them, the email info form, their address, and made in China. Comes in a fairly nice little box, and it says never leave you behind. It also comes with a little user manual. I'll let you take a look at that, the knife, and it gives you a breakdown of the overall length, closed, the blade length, blade thickness, weight. It's a ball bearing washer, titanium pocket clip, titanium backspacer, and titanium handle. And the blade material is 154 cm. So all good components. Nice little presentation. A nice microfiber cleaning cloth that came with it. I think they have about 5 different models they sell. One's a front flipper. They have a miniature version of this, and a couple different knives. I think there's about 5 total. I got this off of eBay from a store called the Stuff and Things Store 1. Talked with a guy on there, and very helpful with sending me information about the knife and size and extra pictures, and it was a pleasure doing business with them. I will leave info for the store in the description below. And if you're interested in the knife, please reach out to him and ask him any questions you have, and I'm sure he will be glad to help you. So without further talk about the knife, let's talk about the action on this and the look. It has a smooth bead finished frame with some texturing fore and aft on each side, up and down, some texturing, light jimping on the flipper tab, a nice flow through design, some jimping on the back spacer with the lanyard option, some blue anodized collars behind the screws. On the presentation sew side, there is no heads. They're nice and smooth, which I really like that feature. There is also some milling work done to the rear of the frame. It's a very clean looking knife. It's minimalistic in design, but these little extra features give it a little bit of pop. I like that. Has a very well functioning pocket clip that is pretty deep carry for what you got in the pocket. You have very minimal blade showing, about 1/4 of an inch, or not blade but frame, so not a lot there. Goes in and out of pocket very well. It's got some nice spring retention to it. Works great. There's a swedge on the top of the blade and some jimping there that's more for feel. It's not real textury. You can see the model number that's on the blade, PM60T. And the action on this thing, I would say, it's not push button. It is a light switch. And a very nice blade shape. Satin grind, full flat grind with a beveled chamfered swedge on top. I would call this a straight back, almost a modified Tanto. You have sort of a, I wouldn't call it a let me take that back. It's not a modified Tanto. It's just a full flat grind straight back blade with a somewhat of a belly towards the front and then straight back here. Just a really nice blade shape. You can see it's very minimal on the blade. The billboarding, you have the Kystol mark on the blade there. There is no markings for blade material except in the user manual that comes with it. And you have T8 countersunk flathead screws. Nice feature, so there's no screw hang up in your pocket. You also have the same collars here. This is a T6 and a T8 on the pivot and a T6 on the hardened insert. And that's a nice feature to see. We're looking at about 40 to 45% lockup, which is great. Nice rounded corners everywhere. The chamfering on this knife is done really well. There's no sharp edges or anything to cut you. You also have some relief in the release area of the frame to be able to get your hand in there. I have not took this knife apart. It feels like there is a detent ramp on this. I can't. It's feels like they're very. It might not be, but it feels like there is definitely some chamfering work going on there. So it's not a sharp edge, but in hand it's sort of a large knife. You know, get a full 4-finger grip. You can have the jimping there on your thumb, and it's enough that you can actually, your thumb does bite into it, but it's not sharp at all. It's nicely done. And I just love this blade shape. It's really nice. You can see it's reflective and the finish is very nice. And 154 cm, if it is true, 154 cm is a great steel. It was very popular on knives of yesteryear. You don't see it as much in the newer knives. A lot of the blade steels today are the S90V and the M390 and D2 and stuff like that. So this was nice to get a knife that was not D2. So 154 cm is a crucible metal. That's what CM stands for. And the action on this is just superb. For a blade length, we're looking almost right at 4 inches. Cutting edge about 3 7/8, and an overall length of right at 8 3/4. .420 thousandths in the frame. The blade stock is 1/8 of an inch roughly, and behind the edge it's very thin, slender. We're looking at 15 thou, 16 thou, and 20 thou at the tip. Usable grip length, we're looking at roughly 4 inches. One thing I do like about this, so apparently these makers are listening, is the lock bar relief is on the interior of the knife. This would be a great candidate for some heat anno or anodization work. Would look really nice. I do think I got a surprise coming. It's not really a surprise, but I'm thinking I'm getting a anodizing machine for Father's Day, and I will be using that and hopefully be able to do some videos of me using it and doing some work. To do a heat on of this would definitely need some polishing because it's flat. It would be very simple to do, I believe. I'm not sure if I will keep this stock or modify. I'm sure I like the way it looks now, but I'm sure it will look even better with some custom work done to it. The action is just superb. Feels great in hand. Really, really like this knife. For a weight, we're looking at 4.52 ounces, which is well within reason, and 128.3 grams. So not a heavy knife at all. Feels really great. This is definitely a good EDC knife. If that particular blade shape works for you. And that was today's carry, and still is for the rest of the day because I'm doing this video earlier than normal. I also like that the clip has a pocket milled into the frame, so it totally recesses that, and the screws are countersunk. I know I've said that, but I didn't show the fact that the pocket was milled into the frame. It is not reversible for right hand, so that could be one drawback for some. Again, I'm a right-hander, so I like that, and I like tip up because it just feels more natural pulling out of the pocket in the tip up position and ready to open. Some feel that they like it better tip down. You don't have to worry about catching your finger on the blade that way, but you have to pull out of the pocket and then rotate the knife in your hand. For me, it's just natural to do tip up carry. So, and I'm sure it's unnatural for some. But anyway, that's what I got for you today. The Kystol PM60T. And remember, if you're interested in this knife, I will leave a description link in below. Not a link, but I'll try to type it in to where you can find them, of the store that I got this from. Thank you very much for watching. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe and like this video. Leave a comment. I look forward to interacting with you and talking about it. Hope you'll have a great Saturday and be safe out there. This world is a crazy place. This is Rodney with Garrettcore EDC. Remember, keep that edge right. Bye now.